Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unravel the mysteries behind corporate financial reports. And today it looks like Kodiak Gas Services Incorporated is paying out some cash. Let's dive into what that really means for investors and the company. Now, who doesn't love a dividend announcement? Right? That is exactly what Kodiak Gas Services Incorporated is talking about in their latest report filed on the 23rd of October 2025. They're not just telling us they're paying a dividend, they're telling us about a quarterly cash dividend. This is a pretty standard event for many publicly traded companies, and it signals how they're doing and what they think the future holds. Our journey starts with the Securities and Exchange Commission, or the SEC, the folks who make sure companies are honest about their dealings. They document everything, and this report is their way of telling us what is new with Kodiak Gas Services Incorporated. This filing comes from Kodiak Gas Services Incorporated, a company operating in the energy sector. You might know them from their stock trading under the ticker symbol KGs on the New York Stock Exchange. The big news here is about their common stock. The company is announcing a dividend. Think of a dividend like a profit-sharing plan for shareholders. When a company makes money, it can choose to reinvest that money back into the business, or give some of it back to the people who own parts of the company, the shareholders. This specific part of the filing is all about Regulation FD, which stands for Fair Disclosure. Essentially, it means that when a company releases important information, they have to make sure everyone hears it at the same time. They can't give a heads up to just a select few people. In this case, Kodiak Gas Services Incorporated is telling us they issued a press release on the 23rd of October 2025 to announce a quarterly cash dividend. This means every shareholder gets the same news at the same time. So, what is the actual dividend? It is $0.49 per S-share. This is being paid out on the 13th of November, and you have to be a shareholder on record by the 3rd of November to get it. What is interesting is that their subsidiary, Kodiak Services, is also declaring a similar distribution on its units. This suggests that the parent company's financial health and its ability to distribute profits are tied closely to how its subsidiaries are performing. This $0.49 per S-share, while seemingly small, can add up especially for large institutional investors or for shareholders who own a significant number of shares for the company. Declaring this dividend means they're confident enough in their current financial situation and future earnings to share some of that wealth. It is a sign of stability and a way to reward investors, which can in turn boost the stock price. Now, a bit of legalese here. The information in this section is being furnished, not filed. This is an important technical distinction. It means that while the information is publicly available, it does not carry the same legal weight as if it were officially filed under certain sections of the law. This is often done to avoid certain legal liabilities for forward-looking statements or other disclosures that might be perceived as guarantees. This section tells us what else is included in this report, like exhibits. Exhibits are like supplementary documents that provide more detail. And here it is, the actual press release announcing this dividend. This is Exhibit 99.1. It is basically the company's own words explaining the dividend in more detail. For us dissecting these reports, it is useful to see the primary source document. And finally, there is the interactive data file, which is pretty standard for modern SEC filings. It makes the data more accessible for analysis, especially for algorithms and for people who like to crunch numbers very, very quickly. So, what is the big story here? Kodiak Gas Services Incorporated is in a position to pay out dividends, which generally means they are profitable and stable. This $0.49 per S-share is a concrete return for shareholders, and the synchronized payout from their subsidiary Kodiak Services reinforces the idea of a well-integrated and healthy business structure. While this filing isn't packed with deep financial tables detailing revenue or profit changes, the act of issuing a dividend itself is a strong indicator. Looking at this from a Warren Buffett-style perspective, we want to see companies that generate consistent earnings and return value to shareholders. A dividend, especially a consistent one, suggests that management is confident in the company's long-term prospects and doesn't necessarily need to hoard all its cash for growth or to cover looming debts. It is a sign of maturity and financial discipline. The fact that the subsidiary is mirroring the dividend payout also suggests a strong positive cash flow throughout the entire corporate structure. However, a dividend alone doesn't tell the whole story. We'd ideally want to see the underlying financial statements to understand if this dividend is sustainable. Is the company earning significantly more than it is paying out? Are its revenues and profits growing or shrinking? Without those detailed financials in this particular filing, we're taking their word for it that the business is sound. This filing is more of an announcement of a financial event rather than a deep dive into the company's performance over a period. In conclusion, Kodiak Gas Services, Incorporated is signaling financial strength and stability by issuing a quarterly dividend. This is a positive sign for investors, indicating profitability and a commitment to shareholder returns. The synchronized dividend from its subsidiary further strengthens this impression, while we'd look for more detailed financial data in other filings to confirm the long-term sustainability of these payouts. This announcement alone is a good sign. The key takeaway is that the company is generating enough cash to reward its owners. What is your take on Kodiak Gas Services, Incorporated's dividend announcement, and what it means for the company's future? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more corporate insights. And don't forget to join our Discord community, linked in the description. It is the best place to discuss these findings and get more in-depth analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next Decode.